Recording in progress.
So I'm going to create a few methods. So animal can right, different animals can speak, eat, and what I'll create one static method. What is the category? So even you can create a this dot sound, get sound. So if you want, keep it. So set name, but set name we don't need because we are sitting here, right? So if you want just one example, you can separate methods, but we don't need generally. So with the constructor, you are giving that, right? With the constructor, we are giving already. So we don't need this. So I'll write a different speak method. So the speak method. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a template literals. Um, so console.log. Here I'm going to use a template literals. So template literals means backtick use. So then with the backtick, you can say this dot name says this sound. So that is the one I was expecting. Yeah, this dot name, that means which animal says what sound. So that is the one. Yeah. So yeah.
So
Mhm.
here, what's the explicit need of using backtick? Even without backtick, also we can do it this one, right?
No, so whatever you are passing, that automatically the variable dynamic value, if you want to get it, you can use it.
Use that
Yeah,
dollar, right? Okay.
dollar value. So that is the main purpose. You can call multiple
So,
objects you can create, right, for this class. So that time I want to pass a different values.
so
Whatever
always, whenever we need to go for parameterization, should be in backtick.
yeah, so that the value, the parameterized value will come there automatically. You don't need to hard code.
All right. All right.
So, and I want to create one more function. So, eat method. So, and you can see this another function we are creating console.log. This dot name is eating. And I want to create a one static method. Even if you want sleep method, you can create multiple play method. So this is more than enough. So we don't want anything extra. So let me create a static method. Static method. So the static method which belongs to class. So I'll write that. So belongs to a class, not to instance. So which belongs to class, not to any instance. We can do get animal type return. This is an animal. So I want to write one more static method. So I'll write category static category. So I'll just put console.log. Is the category of animals. I'll just anything you can write. So it's one more bracket is missing. So that's how we implemented. Now let's go here. I'll create another class here itself. In the same file you can create, otherwise you will change this main class something. Let me change this to main, some other different name I'm giving. So instead of animal, so main.js, right? You can just create a one file. So in this, I can create, right? I can create one more class. So after this is the ending, right? So after this, I'll create a subclass in the same file. I can create a subclass and I can inherit that animal class. Class dog extends animal. So now see uh, the super keyword I am using, because name, age, sound we implemented in the animal class constructor, but breed is not implemented. But the one I implemented for name, age, sound, I don't want to write again, right? That logic I want to reuse it here in the my child class constructor. How can I reuse? So call with a super keyword. So all that logic you will get for this name is sound. So you are avoiding writing again the code, right? So you are avoiding writing the code again. You can implement only for this breed, that is this dot breed equal to breed. So that is how you can so reduce the code length also with this concept. Okay. So get breed and you can write a, so overriding, you can override the speak method here, right? I can override the speak method. The speak method I can override here. So dog and bark, right? So this sound, I can write that. And then, so what dog can do? I can do one more method, eat method. If you want, you can write eat method also, you can override. And then I'll write one fetch method. So it fetches the game. I'm just adding, fetching the ball. So it can fetch the ball. So that's enough. So we don't want many. And I'll create one static method. Static method in the child class also. In subclass. So I can say get dog type, and you can write one more static method. See, static methods we cannot override, okay? So yeah, that's it. I don't want to write this one. This is the one class we extended, right? We are overriding also, method overriding also, we can do that. So this is the super keyword, uh, which reduces the code whatever we have written here, right? So you have written so much code for this, right? That code you don't need to write. Just call with a super that you can reuse. That's a super and this keyword purpose.
Yes, sir. In the animal class, there is a
Mm-hmm.
static method with the category method name, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that we can able to override the static methods also, right?
So that's a wrong question I asked. I told you already. Static methods cannot be overridden. Only methods non-static can be overridden, right? So that's what we, even Java we learned that same concept here also. You cannot override the static methods. You can override only non-static methods.
Ramesh, can you go a little bit up on this one?
Yeah.
So here you are calling speak method, right?
Yes.
So this is part of the. So if I want to call only the method, the speak method is already on the
Animal
animal,
class. Animal class.
right?
Right?
Can you go up on the speak? Yeah, yeah. So if you are calling only the speak method, oh, you are passing the parameter. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I call only the get animal type, it will return this is animal type, right? When I call,
Yeah. So get animal type will return. This is an animal will return to you.
okay.
So that's no how which which static method you are calling, that will be changed here. See, we changed the method here. So the category also, it will always based on the class you are using, which class you are using. That's the main concept here. And see, we are changing the overriding means what? You're changing the logic, right, in the body. Even though method name is same, the body inside the logic you are going to change. See
No,
here, box.
if I don't want to override, so will it return
Yeah,
the
then
code?
you don't need to. You don't need to. Don't write them.
No. What I mean to say is,
You can reuse that only.
so I want to use only the method what I wrote in the main
Yeah,
class. I
right.
am extending that main class to the subclass, another class.
Then you don't need to write all this. Okay, you don't need to write all this. Only specific methods of this you can write. And for example, I don't want to override. Just remove them. Just remove them if you don't want to override. Okay. You can call. So I developed only for get breed, right? That method and fetch method. So related. Then I can call speak and other methods from the parent class. You can call them here.
Can you just write the speak method that we used in the parent class?
So this
Which
one,
just use the get animal method, line 34.
this one, you want me to call?
Yeah, just call here. How do you?
So for example, we need to create a object, right? So this is the class. So you can call with the class dog dot get animal type, right? You want.
Okay.
So dog dot category. Expector, a constructor. Okay, first we have to property was expected signature like in JavaScript files. So the static methods you can call directly. We don't need it's right. Test this. Just a minute. Okay.
Yeah, directly we can call method, right? No
Yeah,
need of
we can no need of a class name.
yeah,
Uh, the what is that method name? Get
category get category
animal.
get animal type.
Yeah. Okay. TypeScript files.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
even I am getting the same thing.
Mm, so you can use 1 minute animal dot get. Can we use a class name? Yeah, so we need in the same class, same file. You can. This is the class name dot get animal type. You need to call. So and why it's throwing error. It should not throw error. You can call with this class name. That's animal
Mhm.
class name.
Yeah.
They should not throw that. Say get dog type. This is also showing animal dot category, dog dot category. So that should give. Let's see. Let's execute this and we'll see, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Node being, we got an error. Let's see how to resolve. What is the error? First, we need to read the error. Unexpected token dot animal dot get type. And yeah, so how it will differentiate that. Okay, how it will differentiate. Let me use super dot. No, super we should not use for static. Only for non-static you can use. Good. Calling static methods of animal class. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. So we can use a super keyword here for the get animal type. Again, you are calling that's a duplicate, right? We
So
should.
do we need to declare the instance of that class, even though when we are using extends?
We don't need to. Only dog class. You can declare that. You cannot uh, do that. But only instance is for the objects, not for this.
No, okay.
Not for this.
Okay.
So for example, you want to call that. So what you can do, simply you can create object for the non-static we'll see, but this one, let me create object for the first, another, so here, let me use that. So I'll create object for first dog class, right? Const dog equal to new dog. So we can just give that data. Say dog dot speak, dog dot eat, dog dot sleep, play, fetch. So all of them it is calling. But why it is throwing this error? It should not throw. We use it in TypeScript files. Nonsense. We can use. Yeah, this is the one. This is correct only. Why it's throwing error? Okay, outside. Let me create outside of that. So the same class we should not create. Maybe outside of that class we can create. So this class, let's end this class, okay? But same class you don't need object, right? So
Yeah.
you can outside the class you can create. So parent class. So dog class. Const dog equal to new dog. Yeah. See, now we are good. So this is the what I was, I didn't see this. So you have to end that file, that class. Outside the class you can create object, not inside the class. You don't need inside the class. So then you can call all of them. Dog.speak, dog.eat. So we'll ask the static method also. That's called static method. See now, static method we are able to call that. So outside we need to call, not inside that same thing. So let me remove this. Anything you want to create object, you
So
have to,
on the line 69, we need to have the declaration, right? Constant dog is equal to new
yeah,
dog.
this is the reference of this
Uh,
object.
Okay.
Reference of that object should be stored in some reference variable.
Okay. Now I
So yeah, if reference is not there, we cannot so call them, right? If you want to call different methods of the same object, so we need some reference. That reference we need to store here. Again, see the static methods, how we are calling. Class name dot static method. So the parent class also class name dot that static method. So outside the class we can call like this, the static methods. Now, see now it is executed properly. Generally, we won't use in the same file. Different files will create. We'll create a page wise. Each page one class will create, right? And that page you will export. So export and then you will import in another
yeah.
places. So
Yeah.
that is the approach we'll follow. So this is going to confuse you guys, and I will maybe we'll follow our how we are going to use. So that will be easy for us. We'll create a different files and then we'll export them, uh, export each class and use that in the different classes. So as of now, just write like this. After ending each class, then call the next thing. So that will be easy. So you are able to call, can you see here, dog.getName, dog.getAge, dog.getSound, getBreed, and then dog.eat, dog.sleep, and play, fetch. So these are all the methods. So if we want to call, right, these are all coming from parent class, right? This is the parent class method. So we are calling in our with the child class object. So that's a reusability we are using here. So all these methods also we created get name, get age, get sound in the parent class, but we can use for this child class. We are reusing. That's a inheritance. So we haven't created this again and again for the dog class, right? Get name, get age, get sound. We didn't create here. We created in the parent
Yeah.
class, but we are using here. So that's the advantage with this inheritance concept. Maybe next class I'll show you how we are going to use in the our real time, right? In the so different classes we'll create, we'll export that class and we'll import in another class. So that real case will be so very useful for us, not this kind of stuff. Just one file we created all multiple classes. That's not the ideal case at all. You're never going to use this structure in our so real world cases. Even though it allows different classes you can define in the same file, but that's not the real case. Always you will do each page class, you will create a one file, .js file, you will export that class in another files. That's a real use case how we are going to use. That I'll show you next week. The module, different modules, how to export and then import. So import is nothing but there is a keyword called require keyword that will be used for import. Export is you will write a export. So the module dot export and the class name you will give. So equal to the class name. So that will export wherever you want. You can use that class. So that I will discuss next week session. As of now, just understand here what is the takeaways from this is how to inherit, how to create a classes, how to create a constructor, and this constructor logic, how you can call in another constructor, another class constructor with a super keyword, right? Super keyword, and this keyword is for current class. So that's how we can leverage this super classes and extension inheritance, how to use it. And how inheritance is so reusability of the parent class methods in the child class. That's what we are reusing. So you don't need to develop them again if those are common to all the child classes. You don't need to develop them. That's what we did. We didn't develop it. So we developed only get, breed, fetch, these two methods specific to this class. The common methods are all so developed in the parent class. Any questions before winding up?